If you want to know why Marvel Studios did not bring in the TV characters into continuity and into Avengers Infinity War and Endgame when they had the chance, we now have a reason, and it's pretty simple. So this comes at us from the man in charge of Marvel Studios TV, Brad Winderbaum, who has been making the rounds talking about Marvel Studios, the TV side of things, the Netflix side of things when ABC was producing all those shows, and the rest of the shows that they produced. And he reveals that when they decided that Avengers Infinity War and Endgame were the end goal for what they were setting up, that they decided there was so many moving pieces just on the TV side of things that if they kept talking to the Marvel TV guys, which they were because there was references on the TV side, things happening on film and vice versa, he reveals that things would have gotten out of control had they had to go back and forth dealing with different studios on different sides of the US. Now, for people that are confused, Marvel Studios, the TV side, was in California. Marvel Entertainment, the TV side, was based out of New York. So they would have constantly had to communicate, be having meetings, all-day meetings, going back and forth, dealing with things on the TV side, needing to line up and perfectly lead into these things, that they realized it was too much of an undertaking. It was easy when you had Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something like that reference events from the films and set them up in a minor part, but when you needed to build up Thanos and all that with Avengers Endgame, the TV side would not have been able to keep up. So the decision was made to let them do their thing. We're going to do this thing so we don't stretch ourselves too thin. And he says that this is one of those once-in-a-lifetime type of things that Avengers Infinity War and Endgame and those three phases delivered. And he even says, we don't know if we'll be able to recreate that ever again because it was so huge and never done before. And then he says that had they included TV, this could have hurt that. Now, if you look at what people are now actively saying about how Marvel TV being canon is detrimental because people don't want to watch it all, he proves a point. Because if you go back 10 years ago, the argument was, make Daredevil matter. I want to watch Daredevil and it needs to contribute to Infinity War. But then what happens if Iron Fist ends and nobody's watching Season 2, and at the end of Iron Fist Season 2, he runs into, I don't know, Shang-Chi, right? Or the 10 Rings or something like that. You're missing a huge gap there if you don't watch Iron Fist. So he's right in the assessment that people would have honestly thrown their hands up in the air and said, screw it, I don't care anymore. Sure, people at the time were saying, no, I won't, but now it's proven that that's literally a lie. They hate the whole shared continuity thing, despite years of arguing against it. So if they would have tried to fit the Netflix and ABC stuff all to contribute to Endgame and all meet up, it would have hurt the films.